Hey guys, what's poppin', what's good? It's Brumal, and we're back with more Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. You guys know how we do this. We like to put God first on this channel. So I'm gonna share some things with you from my notes. I haven't done this in a very long time, and I don't necessarily remember where I last left off because we were in the Book of Matthew last time I did that. But because I can't necessarily find where we last left off because it was so long ago, we might as well just start over from the beginning. Back in Matthew chapter 1 for the most part. And, that one basically just starts off with the genealogy of Jesus. And then after that, it goes into how it talks about how Joseph and Mary were already set to be married before even meeting. Mary was found with child because she was pregnant with Jesus already at that time. And Joseph was going to divorce her privately. However, he had a dream. An angel showed up in his dream and actually told him to take Mary as his wife because she carried Jesus, who will save his people from their sins. And that's all that I really have written down for chapter 1. I'm probably gonna have to go back and reread Matthew anyways, because I know there was a whole lot more to this. This was just like little, I think, important notes that I had jotted down for myself. But yeah. Let's go ahead and get into the game. All right, so there's gonna be like a weird cut at the very least in this particular one, somewhere along the line. Simply because crap, I didn't even plug my I forgot to plug my controller in. Hold on. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a weird cut because I want to get to a specific spot in the next area where I can grind, because we have a lot of characters that we need to grind for. And I think I need to let me see if I could do it here. Can I do it here? I don't think I can. Nope. I'm going to have to shut the game off and shut it back on. There we go. I had to restart the game with the controller set up and all that. I don't remember what I was talking about, so we're just going to go ahead and load right into it. All right. You've reached the Emerald Rose City Church. How may I help you? It's like, oh, is that you, Kevin? I didn't think that you would be there already, so I was just going to leave a message with the priest. Oh, hey, Rufina. Yeah, I got here late this morning. How about you? When do you think that you'll be getting here? I'm going to be a little late, I'm afraid. There's been an accident or something, so the train's been delayed. Oh, I guess there were already trains then. Never mind. Because I specifically remember them being when we were doing what's his face's Prince Olivert's Star Door, and Osborne had talked about how they were going to make railways all across the Varibonia, which made me believe that trains weren't a thing or they were starting to be a thing. But I don't know. Maybe they are actually. This is when Kevin was young, though, at the very least. And I believe Kevin is like in his. As of right now, he has to be in his early 20s. But in this flashback, I think he's still a teenager. I could be wrong. So I don't freaking know. Anyways, I probably won't be getting back until this evening now. Gotcha. I'll wait here till you arrive. I think Reese and the kids will get all bent out of shape if I showed up without you. Oh, please. I'm sure you're just exaggerating. Although, speaking of Reese, I hope you've been thinking about how you're going to cheer her up. I've got it all planned out. I've been stocking up on souvenirs from every mission that I've been on. Should be enough to snap her out of her funk. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Girls her age are more complex than you think. Yeah? I guess she's not really a kid anymore now that she's 13, but still. Actually, that's about how old you were when we first met, right? Now that you mention it, it was. How time flies. Sorry, it looks like the train is about ready to leave. I'm going to have to go. I'll see you later then, alright? If you get bored of waiting, you're welcome to go home ahead of me, of course. Got it. See you later. Man, how time flies is right. Have I really not been home in 2 years? And I guess that makes 9 since I've met Rufina. I still don't know his age. Because wait, they said she was 13 when he met her? So she has to be 21? Did I do that math right? 22? 20? I don't know. Like, Brumal's stupid. Yes, I very much am. Alright. Well, I hope Reese isn't too grumpy when we finally get there. Kevin? Oh, what is it, Father? Has something bad happened? Well, I just received word that someone spotted a group of men dressed in black at the edge of town. What's worse is that they were supposedly heading to the mountain path. You don't think... Alright. If they were, Astor House must be their target, I fear. Do you have any idea what could be going on? I wish I did. I doubt it's anything to do with the Grosritter, at least. I think I should go and check it out, just in case. Please do. Oh. And do you know when Rufina is going to be arriving, by the way? This evening. By the sound of it, she said that her train's been delayed. When she arrives, can you let her know what happened? Ah, dang it, Jaegers. Seems like there are anywhere between 5 to 10 of them. But what could they want with a gospel facility to begin with? The longer they're allowed to be in there, the more dangerous the kids are in. I'm gonna have to try and handle this alone. It's time to put my combat skills to good use. Alrighty. Chapter 6. We have 3 more including this, we have 3 more chapters left of the game. Celeste? Wasn't that the name that we saw in those data crystals? Yep, I knew we saw her name. I just couldn't remember. Anyways, that's right. According to those, she was the de facto leader of the group of ancients who sealed away the Oriole. She was also the founder of Libero's current royal family. I'm glad to see that the information that I left behind ended up proving useful to someone. It really did. So then you're really the founder of Libero's royal army. Not technically. I'm not the real Celeste Diazeles. Think of me as something of a shadow. Or a partial copy of her personality created in order to influence Phantasma from within. How can you only be a partial copy? The truth behind you is apparently more complicated than we thought. You don't appear to be a spirit of some kind, though. I see that now. That is correct. Before I try to explain just what I am, I should probably tell you more about the world that we're in first. You can do that? This should be interesting. Alrighty. As you are aware, the land in which you stand is called Phantasma. This is a world belonging to a higher plane of existence, created several thousands of years ago by the Oriole. Its purpose is to act as a subsystem for the Oriole in order to incorporate the process the will of the Liberarch's populace. One might call it a self-organized world designed to realize countless possible others as necessary. Pardon. You've lost me. Yeah, isn't there a simpler way to explain this? Well, while not technically correct, perhaps you could think of it this way. Phantasma is like a fictitious realm created by the Oriole in order to fulfill humanity's every wish and desire. That's better. What exactly qualifies Phantasma as fictitious? I can't help but think it far too real to be a land of pure fantasy. When I say it's a fictitious world, I don't mean to suggest that Phantasma is a complete lie. It's more like a shadow graph or kaleidoscope. It has its own laws and can change to reflect countless different possibilities. Does that make the concept any easier for you to understand? Somewhat, yes. And suddenly the name Phantasma seems that much more appropriate. As I stated previously, it was a subsystem of the Oriole rather than being the Oriole itself, and it helped grant people's desires. They were separate entities, but effectively like two sides of the same coin. The relationship caught our eye as we were devising the sealing mechanism. You mean the mechanism used to seal away the Oriole? That was also in those data crystals left behind. Exactly. At first, we thought our plan would be impossible to execute. After all, the Oriole had absolute control over space itself, and was able to influence mankind's every action. Even after coming upon the idea of temporarily freezing it and imprisoning it, with a gravity barrier, we had no way to implement our plans. With that, they were simply ideas with no real meaning. We were effectively at a total loss. You had discovered your foe's weakness, but had no way to take advantage of it. That must have been quite the frustrating predicament. Indeed. And yet, our perseverance rewarded us with the development of something that could take advantage of the weaknesses, the Recluse Cube. You know what's funny? Agate's the only one that actually has his weapon shown on his body. I think that's interesting. As on his sprite, at the very least, you can see it in the text box. All right. Is this what this is known as then? Yes, that is the only object in existence able to interact with Phantasma without relying on the Oriole as an intermediary. So let's use this to create a partial copy of her personality that is me inside of Phantasma. And once inside, I began working to sabotage Phantasma's functionality by using this garden as my base of operations. As a result of my efforts, the Oriole's processing ability was hindered just long enough for the plan to be executed. He who catches his foe off guard wins the battle. The same principle applies to martial arts, too. It sounds like you really put a lot of thought into planning everything. Maybe, but I can't deny that luck played a part in the end. Once the Oriole was sealed away, my work was done, and I fell into a deep sleep here. My reason being that if the Oriole was ever unsealed, I might be able to provide assistance to the people of that time. I'm pleased that you've been able to handle it just fine without my help, however. Well, luck's played a huge part for both of us, too. We're not even sure where the Oriole is now. Isn't it still at the bottom of the lake? Or did they say it was gone? I don't remember, actually. As far as we're aware, it had disappeared during all that happened at the Liber Arc. I thought as much. I was able to confirm the Oriole's disappearance from here within Phantasma, too. And when I did so, I thought my purpose for existing was finally over. And that all that was left for me in this land was to embrace a slow and peaceful destruction. But that was not to be. Soon the Lord of Phantasma appeared. So that's when it happened. Quite a recent development, I see. The Lord of Phantasma appeared out of nowhere, stealing all of my power before I was even aware of what happened. After doing so, they began to remake Phantasma in accordance to their own designs. Both this world's current structure and the planes that make it up. We're all the Lord of Phantasma's creations. Looks like your theory was correct, Rin. Still, that makes it sound like, yeah. So you don't know who that mass jerk is either, then? I'm afraid not. Their every action thus far has been a mystery. Ordinarily, they should not have been able to gain access to this world in the first place. And I'm afraid I have no idea what they're trying to achieve by bringing all of you in here and testing you. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, that's the part that we want to know most of all. I only wish that I could be more help. The only other thing that I can say about them is that I suspect the Lord of Phantasma is currently in the 7th plane. There's a 7th. What makes you think that? That was the first plane that was created after appearing in this world. Just what kind of place that plane is, I don't know. But I can sense dark, inhuman thoughts from there, and they're spreading across the whole of Phantasma. Well, that doesn't sound good. When will we be seeing them after the next one, won't we? No, we won't. Anyways, I read that wrong. Yeah, we just finished the 5th when we came back here. Presuming they're waiting for us on the 7th. The time to fight them head on may not be that far off. Well, I was getting tired of waiting. As was I. It seems the end may finally be in sight. No, because we only gotten half of the star doors done. And we have one more moon door and one more moon door. Alright, let's say one more moon door and one more sun door to go through. So yeah, we're nowhere close to being done, guys. I'm thinking another 20 hours game. Another 20 hours. Another 20 parts, guys. Because I think as of right now, this is part 21, I think. This is either part 21 or part 22. I can't remember. Anyways. Now, if only we had some sort of inkling as to what the Lord of Phantasma is trying to achieve. Actually, I might just know. Kevin! Yep, oh, Sherry said it. Kevin, you're up. It's good to see you again, Father. You too. Wasn't expecting you of all people to get an invitation here. Or you, for that matter, little lady. I'm sure you weren't. I've got something I'd like to ask you, but I suppose that can wait until later. Yeah, for sure. Are you sure that you're feeling all right? Right as rain. I'm feeling just great. All that sleep must have done me a lot of good. And I see that you guys made a lot of progress while I was out cold, too. Yeah. Hey, I'm Kevin Graham. Or maybe I don't need to introduce myself since you seem to know a thing or two about everyone who's come in here so far. True, I was able to tell what was happening at the Liberate Arc from the garden. And out of all the people here, you are the one closest to the truth or what is happening here. Am I wrong? What? No, I don't think you are. I can't pretend to be much of an expert on what Phantasma itself is. But I've got a pretty good idea as to who's responsible for all of this. I can only think of one person twisted enough to put us through all that we've been through. Wait, is this someone you know? You could say that, yeah. The short version is, they're a real piece of work. A cunning, arrogant, cold-hearted son of a... Son of a wench. There you go. I was trying to think of a word. I was trying to think of something. Anyways, I guess I could have used harlot. But anyways. Who doesn't even see people as people. That about sums it up with who we're dealing with. Sounds like a really awful guy. And who, may I ask, is that you're talking about? Talking about a guy named Lecter. I'm kidding. I don't like Lecter. We all know this. Well, about that. Would you be willing to wait just a bit longer for me to answer that one? I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm still missing one last thing that'll make me completely certain. And I think that we'll find out just what that is on the 6th plane. And here I thought that we were finally going to get an answer. Is there a reason that you just can't share your theory as is? Yeah, I realize that I'm asking a lot after we've come so far. But I promise that as soon as I know for sure, I'll talk. I swear to the goddess, name and on the church's emblem. I believe there's a verse that says something like in the Bible where it says just like you shouldn't Like, you know, a yes or no is pretty much all that you need. You don't need to go like, oh, I put that on God or anything like that, or I put that on my life or something like that. It's just like a yes or no is just like something. It's just like, that's all you need. I could be wrong. I'd have to look that up myself. But if anyone knows what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. You know, for those who are actually still watching, because I know people's attention spans are higher than a squirrel's these days. They watch the first 30 seconds and then on to the next video. Well, I don't see any reason to say no. Likewise, he's clearly got his reasons. It's not often that you ask us favors, so I can let it slide. No problem here. Well, if he says wait, I'll wait. Feel as though that we can trust your judgment, Kevin. So I have no objections either. Me neither. I don't really care as long as I get to have my fun. And I believe that we're all in agreement then. Yep, consider this one settled. Thank you. Yeah, thanks guys. Anyway, now that I'm up, I'm also down to take the lead again. And I appreciate if you backed me up. No problem. It seems like you have all ready to move on. While you're advancing through the 6th plane, I'll do all that I can on my end to find out more about the 7th. Of course, if you need my support, I'll be happy to provide it through the cube and the monuments, as I always have. Now that you mention it, we haven't really thanked you for all the help that you've given us since we got here, have we? Thanks, Celeste. We couldn't have done this without you. We truly are in your debt. Please, think nothing of it. I am but a shadow, placed here with a duty to fulfill. I believe helping you to be part of that duty. If I may, allow me to help you however I can. Will do. Sorry for worrying you two, Reese. But I'm just fine now. So please, just leave everything to me, I'm begging you. Only if you promise me one thing. What is it? I won't make you promise not to put yourself in danger or to overdo it. But don't do anything that would make Rufina sad. You really know how to hit a guy where it hurts, don't you? So, will you promise? Yeah, I promise. I swear on her name that I won't. You don't swear on your name, on her name. That ain't you. She's dead. You can't swear on the dead. Alrighty, guys. So now Kevin is locked in, which means Kevin has to be in the party at all times. We can't switch him out. However, we have Reese is now no longer a what's it called? A necessity to have in the party, which means we get to use her as a support character for stuff. And she has probably one of the best supports in the game. If I remember correctly, she has experience up. So it's a good idea to have her on the squad at all times. Or not on the squad, but as a support character at all times. So we're going to continue the story until we get to a certain training spot. Basically, in the next map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of it. Because the next map isn't that big from what I'm looking at right now. I mean, it's kind of big. But there are a couple of items that maintain quartz that we want, some really good quartz that we want. And then there is a palm spawning area, which I'm going to spend a lot of time once we get there, grinding. So that's what we're going to do. But right now I need to come up with a new team. And yeah, right now we just need to come up with a new team. All right, guys. So I brought everyone, these 3 characters. This is not the party that I'm going with, but these 3 characters I brought with me simply just to make sure everyone who was here, because the actual team that I'm bringing with me starting out is going to be Chloe, Tita, and Zen. But I took them off just so I could just see everyone paired up like how they're supposed to be. So when we get done talking here, I will be bringing these 3 with us around to talk to everyone else. Yes, that's right. He introduced himself as this land of Phantasma's foremost guardian. Joshua? By the sounds of it, you probably encountered him more times than I have, but... Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm prepared. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they think it's Louve at this point. I'm just mulling over all of what Celeste has told us about Phantasma earlier. It's strange to think that we've suddenly just ended up in a world that's part of a higher plane of the universe. Thinking about it, this place is probably the perfect for martial arts training. It's like being at the top of a tall mountain isolated from the world. Hey, Zen was saying something kind of cool earlier. He says this place is perfect for martial arts training. I may not be into the same type of combat style as him, but I'm not gonna say no to get a chance to get stronger. Oh, there you go. Say, you wanna join me in some sparring later, Zen? Sure thing. There you go. Brothers of martial arts, everyone. Alright. So let's go ahead and bring...
You ready?
Oh, my boy Johnny on botch. And who was it?
Let's go.
I almost called her Rufina. Alrighty. So let's see. Interesting. Chloe and Josette talking together. This world really does make no sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure what Celeste is saying is the truth, but it all just seems so weird. Well, whatever. Guess there's no point in me worrying about it. I'll just try to help the princess later. Or princess here. It's almost startling on how many books there are here. They don't seem to be arranged in any specific order, though. I want to think that there's more to this bookcase than meets the eye. I understood the gist of what Celeste was saying, but that doesn't really explain why there are all these books here. Especially so many of them. Something's not clicking with me. Oh, look. And look at this weird one. Weird one? What's it called? From Fat to Fit. By Gilbert Stein. Well, these bookcases really are weird. Gilbert Stein, am I supposed to know that? I don't know. Oh yeah, all of the Doll Knight is now here. Chapters 1 through 11 and chapters 12 through... Yep. But we've already read through all those books, so, you know, you guys already know that. We read through those. We read through the Doll Knight, the Carnelia, Gambler Jack. We read all of that stuff. Yeah, we had all the volumes of the Doll Knight, like, ready for us, or just handed to us. So, Father, how are you feeling now? Yeah, fine, thanks. Sorry about worrying you guys for so much. Yeah, don't be. I wasn't there to see you collapse, so I was simply curious on how you were doing. I never imagined that would be the origin of the cube that we've been relying on all this time. At least now we understand how we came to be drawn here to a degree. It seems like the one directly responsible for that happening is the Lord of Phantasma, too. I can't wait to make them pay for what they've done. I never would have imagined the very ghost who had aided us all this time would be an ancestor of the Liberian royal family. Still, I can hardly imagine a more reassuring revelation. I like to think that with her help, we may be able to compete against the Lord of Phantasma after all. Hello, Kevin. It sure seems that you've got quite a lot on your mind. I won't force you to tell us anything, or tell us everything, but given that we've all been caught up in this, I think it's fair to expect some kind of explanation. You'll get one, I promise. Hope you don't mind waiting a little bit longer. Alright, and let's go talk to the girls down here. I think there's some stuff in here, too. Okay, so this just shows us all the issues of Libros. Wait, you've got that really rare Landmore limited edition plushie. I really wanted that one, too. You're so lucky. Annalise? I think she's probably the least bothered about all this. Yeah, bothered about all that's going on with all of crap. I don't care. I've got lots of plushies. My room's full of them. I wish I could show you them. So then I decided to give him a name. I raised a cat once before. The professor called him Steel Cougar, if I recall. Terrible. That doesn't sound like a cat that I'm thinking of. If you guys remember, they do got some Steel Cougars in the foundation. Or not the foundation, but the, what's it called? Ouroboros. I myself may be a shadow of the laws of Phantasma. As much as I'm afraid, I'm limited to what I can do. Be sure. Okay. Alright, guys. So, let's go ahead and, oh, right. I forgot to change the party. So, what we're going to do... I also have to change my formation as well. Because right now, everyone is naked other than these guys. They don't have any, no one else is rocking ornaments at the moment, because I will be switching ornaments out. Actually, once we do this, this is where I will, let's go ahead and get to the 5th plane. So we're going to be doing exploring, guys. Yeah, we're going to be doing some exploring and trying to basically survive for the most part. Getting all the things that I need. Like all the gems, and then we are going to go ahead and level. Alright. This is the warp to the 6th plane, right? Time to hop to it then. By the way, Kevin, are you sure that you're alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Honestly, never better. Anyways, we can't afford to stand around talking here. We need to get moving. Alright then. Alright. We're on the 6th plane, everybody. Oh, you guys remember this. This is the Urbe Villa, I believe, right outside of Grand Cell. This is Brumal Pond, isn't it? Alright, so the next place created a scenic route near the Liberian royal family's villa, huh? We'll probably be more dangerous than the scenic this time around, though. We should start exploring as much as we can. Alrighty. So cool, we got a monument statue right here. I could probably shop for better weapons. At the very least. Everything just takes everything down, except for Tita. Alright. I'm trying to see where I'm at. The heck is that thing? Golly, what is all this mess? I'm gonna die fighting this stuff. I already know it. Alrighty.
Savor the victory. We earned it.
Whoa. That's a lot. Wow, that's a lot of experience. Just like that. Wow. Just fighting that one creature got us all that experience. Zen leveled up 4 times. That is ridiculous. Hey, yo, Chloe's about... Not Chloe. Tita's going to level up again soon, too. Kevin learned Gorgon Arrow. Golly. Alright, guys. We are back. I had to do a quick cut. It's the very next day, actually. But yes, so if you guys remember, we talked to Sharon. She said that there was a book called From Fat to Fit. Well, if you go over to the side a little bit and you actually read the book right here, you'll get an achievement. Kevin will probably say something in the lines of, okay, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna say, well, yeah, this guy is dedicated. Let's just go with that, and then you'll get an achievement just for clicking on that book. But that's all I really wanted to bring it up to you guys. By the way, I also went and leveled everybody at least to level 127. And I mean everybody. Tita, Zen, Reese, Estelle, Joshua, Ren, Josette, Annalise, Sherazard, Julia, Olivier, Agate, as well as Richard and Mueller. And since we couldn't take Kevin out, Kevin was actually able to get to level 132 with all the grinding. I believe I spent about 8 hours grinding. Yeah, 4 last night, 4 this morning. No, 6 last night and 2 this morning that I played. Right now it's 8:25 p.m. April 5th. I actually just got back from the movies with my homies. We went to go see that Death of a Unicorn movie. Man, it was actually really good. Or I can't say really good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was more of a comedy, I guess, a comedic horror film, I suppose. If you wouldn't even call it a horror film, I'm not gonna lie, I did get jump scared. I got jump scared like right with like towards the beginning because of their like you see it happen and then all of a sudden you just hear a loud thunk and I was like, oh. And I was just like, yep, well, they got me. They got me. But that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and start. Give me a sec. I think it's over here. Yep, this is what we're looking for. We were looking for this monument. All right. The face of the moment is glowing, and the words are visible upon its surface. The Lord of Phantasma does decree. Here lies the monochrome schoolhouse. Place your hand on this monument, while the wings among you number. All right. So our friends left us a message, huh? And I'm sure the white wings mentioned here must be referring to... I can only assume it must be a reference to my descendant. Which we already have in the party. So we have to have Chloe in here in order to, in our party in order to do this next one. Ah, you're here. Celeste? There's no need to be alarmed. This is only a shadow of myself that I created to talk to you here. Technically, I'm still in the garden. But now that I finally have some of my strength back, I've gained a few new tricks like this one up my sleeve, so to speak. Well, that's cool. Anyways, am I right in guessing that we'll need to use this monument to proceed? You are indeed. It appears to be a kind of gate connecting this area to another realm created by the Lord of Phantasma. However, in order to activate it, you will need to have a certain member of your team with you. No doubt they work in a similar way to the door scattered throughout Phantasma. Makes sense? So in this case, the gate will only open if I'm on the front lines. I'd say so, yes. The other monuments in this area will likely also serve as gates to other areas, requiring different team members. But as it stands, none of the others are active. I presume you'll need to travel through this gate and finish the area beyond it first. Understood. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Should you require my aid, I will be in the garden. I'm ready to proceed when everyone else is. Just say the word as soon as you're ready to move on. Will do. I want to double check our equipment first. We want to get a move on, though. Everyone's cool with that? And we've already done that, so yeah, let's go ahead and get in there. Alright, it's just literally redoing the same thing that we've already done. Way to put extra time on the game, Falcon. Yeah. Alright, let's see. They say we're going to the old schoolhouse, right? What the? The Royal Academy? But everything's been drained of color. But not of monsters. Monochrome schoolhouse. So, while I was grinding, I did get a bunch of Sepith to actually start making builds with other characters and keep, like, everyone at the very least has a action 4 quartz on them. However, there are some quartz that I just can't replicate, so, you know, I took some quartz off of others and all that crap, but for the most part, everyone has a somewhat decent build that I can use. Alright. Sure is creepy to be in a world of black and white like this, though. I feel the same way. Even if it is creepy, however, we still have to explore the grounds from top to bottom. So, we may as well get started. There are 5 buildings in all. The main building, the clubhouse, the girls' dorm, boys' dorm, and the auditorium. There's also the old schoolhouse, which is accessible via the path at the back of the main grounds. Good to know. We're gonna need to keep an eye out for all those knights prowling around, too. Right. Alrighty. Just want to see where I should start. Okay, so we found a star door. Was I expecting this? I guess so. Star door number 9. Mirror comes and mirror goes. Sometimes it may be lost, but at times that loss can be regained. 50,000? Do I even have that much? Yeah, we have it. You know what? Let's save. Might as well. Yep, we paid 50,000 for it. I actually don't know which one this is. Yeah, I don't... We'll have to see. Which one is this? Okay, it's Maribel, I believe. Or Maybell, was it? Anyways. Well, thank you very much for coming today. I love it if you would be able to start coming to pray like this more often. Well, I'm afraid it looks as though I won't have a choice in that matter. If I show any signs of skipping mass lately, Lila will give me a stern lecturing. You're rather fortunate to have someone like her by your side, you know. Nothing is more valuable to a person than someone who will chide them when they seem to be straying from the right path. Well, I couldn't agree more. I do wish that she would go a little easier on me than she currently does, however. Look at it this way. The fact that she doesn't shows just how important you are to her. For one thing, I hear you've been exceptionally busy with work these days. I wouldn't be surprised if she hoped to make the time that you spend here to be a break from all of that. As frustrating as it would be to admit, that's a scarcely sound assessment. But she can't keep me away from work forever. Now, can she? I think I ought to be getting back to it now, so, if you'll excuse me. Please give my regards to Father Holstein, please, or two. Certainly. Good day to you, then. As if Lila wasn't bad enough, now I have Sister Rosa saying the same thing as her. Oh well, next up is expecting the market, so I should probably get to doing that. I was expecting Lila to be here to meet me by now, though. She's been awfully cold to me lately, and I still don't have a clue to as why. I thought that she was going to pray with me today too, but then she just up and decided that she needed to take care of some shopping. And maybe I can grill her on it later. For now, I should hurry and get back to the market. Oh, isn't that Lila? Oh, thanks. I really appreciate your help today. Not at all. I should be saying the same to you. Anyways, if you need anything else, just give me a call. I can always worm my way out of whatever's on my schedule to make time for you. I'll certainly keep that in mind. Please do. My little sister has been so excited for the big day already. Surely want to remember. Yes, I'm sure. For now, however, I really should be going. Oh, yeah. The mayor should be about done with mass now, right? Until next time. Farewell for now. Did I just witness what I think I did? So that's why she's been acting so distant toward me lately. I wish she had said something. I thought we were supposed to be close. Suppose it shouldn't come as much as a surprise that she is a grown woman. And she might be cold towards towards people on the outside, but she's a wonderful human being and rather attractive one too. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is just me, but given by that conversation, I most likely wouldn't come up with the same solution as Maybell has at the very least. Like, I can get where she's coming from from what she heard, but for me, like I said, I don't know. I think differently than most people. Yeah, I think differently than most people, so I don't know if I would have came to that conclusion at the very least. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm stupid. Okay, that's a lie. Most times I am stupid. So that conversation that they had probably would have blew over my head. But yeah, regardless, I don't know. Anyways, if anything, I'm surprised it's taken her this long to find someone. Well, it wouldn't be fair for me to get in the way of her happiness. I do feel a bit lonely at the thought, but she's gonna want my support. It wouldn't be right for me not to give it to her. I'll have to apologize for being late. Might I ask exactly what you're doing? What you are doing? Oh, it's you, Lila. How long have you been there? You appear to be rather tired. This is why I keep telling you that you need to stop overexerting yourself. Oh no, I'm not, I assure you. Shall we head to the market? Well, if you say so. The next day. Mayor Maybell? Can I ask you to go over what you want me to do one more time? Just so I'm not misunderstanding. Well, as I said, I would like you to investigate, exactly what relationship those two have, as well as what kind of person the gentleman in question is. So to put it in simpler terms, you want me to check out whether they're dating and do a background check on the man, right? Is that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Is there something wrong? Well, kinda. I mean, we bracers do at times do background checks on people, but that's when we suspect or know for sure that they're involved in a crime. If they're not, doing so will be an invasion of their privacy, and that doesn't exactly fly with us. Oh. Obviously, if you have a reason to believe that the man Lila appears to be dating is involved in illegal activity, I'd be happy to help. Is that the case, though? No. On the contrary, actually, he appears to be a good, honest man. I see. There's obviously going to be a chance that that's just a facade. And he's not the kind person he appears to be. But as it stands, I don't see any grounds for the guild to make their move. That is unfortunate, but I can certainly see where you're coming from. I'm sorry for troubling you with this. I don't know what came over me. Please forget this conversation ever happened. Forgive me for asking this, but you're all in favor of them dating, right? You're not trying to break them up or something. So why are you so concerned with finding all this out? As I think you're aware, Lila lost her mother and father during the 100 Days War. As far as I can tell, the scars that left on her heart still haven't truly healed either. And I believe this is her first foray into romantic relationships too. I'm just so worried about her getting hurt as a result of this. I'm not the slightest concerned about how noble the man's family is or how much money they have, nothing superficial like that. All I want to know is whether he genuinely cares for her well-being and will make her happy. That's all that matters to me. I see. Yeah, look, I see where you're coming from. Still, at the end of the day, that doesn't give me the excuse to invade the man's privacy or meddle in their affairs. I'm sure Lila will eventually tell me about what's going on and when she feels the time is right. I can ask her all the questions then. Nah, this is good stuff. What do you mean? I completely understand where you're coming from here. I'd be more than happy to accept your request. Terrible. Annalise is abrasive for all the wrong reasons. But this is why we love her. Anyways. Wait, I thought, Are you sure? Wouldn't that violate your bracer code? No worries. The bracer code's totally open to individual interpretation. So it leaves a lot to each bracer's personal judgment. I feel trying to follow the code to the letter and ignoring the feelings of those we're trying to serve misses the point of being a bracer too. So, I don't think it's unfair to dismiss your well-meaning intentions in trying to invade someone's privacy either. You leave all this to me. I'll get you all kinds of answers. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you agreeing to do this, really. Just know that I completely understand where you were coming from earlier, so I don't want to ask that you invade his privacy no more than necessary. Is that fair? Perfecto. Well, I hope this turns out to be something that'll make her happy. Gonna find out he's a serial killer. Brumal! I actually don't know. I don't necessarily remember the story. Anyways. This was the day that Annalise agreed to accept the mayor's request immediately and enthusiastically, beginning her investigation. Naturally, she was very cautious not to make both Lila and her presumed partner suspicious, almost said poospicious, in the process. Poospicious! Testimony 1. Those two certainly did come here, yes. I remember them sitting on the table over there, having a pleasant conversation with one another. I couldn't tell you what they were talking about, I'm afraid. But I do remember seeing Lila smiling while talking. Which you don't see every day with her. That struck me. You know what? I'm wondering, because like I said, I actually don't remember this side story. And I'm wondering if the guy... I'm pretty sure... hold on. I'm pretty sure Kill Scott Kill, because that's the guy that I watched play this game back, what was it, like 5-6 years ago? I believe it was 5 years ago. I remember him playing it because his playthrough was the one that I played. Alright, his playthrough was the one that I watched at this game. When it comes for Zero and Azure, I watched another guy. Because he was like the only one that actually like had the game and actually played it at the time. I know there's some British guy that did the game later. I can't even remember that guy's name. But by the time he did it, I had already watched the other guy's playthrough. But this guy, no. But if I'm remembering correctly, didn't Lila find some of her people? Like, no, one of her people found her. But they lived in, like, Lie-Min State, I believe. So I'm wondering if this is just one of her relatives. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, really now. Do you remember anything about the man, by the way? Not much detail. Just that he was a well-groomed, seemingly pleasant young man. That's about all I can say, I'm afraid. I see. Can I ask why you want to know all this? Well, you see... Wait, it's okay. You don't need to answer. They're in love, aren't they? It makes sense now. She did very much look like a girl in love when she was talking to him, you know? So little Lila's finally ready to begin her journey into adulthood, is she? Aw. How sweet. We don't know that for sure yet. So please, just keep this to yourself, okay? And don't go telling any of the other customers and starting any rumors. Not to worry, the secret's safe with me. I do not believe her. That's the only two. Yeah, I saw him. I remember the man escorting the maid to the front door of the mayor's mansion. Alright. I was surprised that he didn't go inside with her, honestly. Whenever I take Mina home, I always do. Oh, Harry, if you ask me, you're the one behaving improperly, not the man that we're talking about. I am? Ordinarily, when a gentleman escorts a lady to her home, he doesn't go inside. Really? Really? But surely the fact that I do that is proof that we're that close, right? I wouldn't be assuming that if I were you. For one thing, those two seem awfully close even without that, didn't they? I'm not saying that it's always wrong to go inside per se. If that's what you want to keep doing, you won't see me stopping you. Okay. I will then. Why does everything have to be so much work when it comes to you? Well, thanks for the info. Yeah, those two. Those two are definitely getting married when they grow up. Oh yeah, it's oh, what's her face? I can't remember her name. I'm literally thinking about it. I cannot think, but you guys remember the business lady. This is her parents. Anyways, you want to ask about a man who's been spending time with Lila lately? Thinking back, I did see her with a man when my husband and I went to the market. They were looking at souvenirs together, I believe. I remember it well too. I've rarely seen a more adoring pair in my life. They will make a pair of newlyweds. Really? I wouldn't pay much attention to anything that my husband says. He has a habit of exaggerating. No, I don't, woman. You do. I am not ashamed of it either. These kinds of stories are always much more interesting with a touch of a dramatic flair. It wasn't the first time that I've seen the man, though. I'm sure I've met him before. But I can't for sure... Yeah, I can't for the life of me remember his name. Can you remember, dear? Don't be silly. Of course I remember. I would never forget a name of that man that I've done good business with. His name is young Leonard. Wait, I know that name. Leonard from the Kingfisher Inn. Oh, you know him already. Well, that puts a damper on my fun. I guess I was wrong then. I thought it was one of our people. No, I guess I was wrong. I use that place a lot for work reasons. So I even know him by face. I can't say I know all that much about him as a person, though. If you're well acquainted with him, would you mind telling me about him? I don't mind, but this information isn't going to come cheap. You're gonna charge me? Please, that's not funny, dear. We owe ever so much to the Bracer Guild. You can't threaten to charge a member. I won't have it. Ugh. Sorry, but I just can't help myself to a good joke. He was not joking. He was definitely going to charge us if his wife wasn't around. Like, if we would have caught him at the store, yeah, he would have definitely charged us. Let's see. Well, he's a good, honest man for starters. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember this story. Several days later. So at least 3. I see. So the man in question is Leonard from the Kingfisher's Inn. I wonder how those two came to know each other. Oh, you know Leonard already? Only by name. I can't say that I've ever spoken to him in person as such. The Kingfisher Inn has really made a name for itself in recent years. It's been doing quite well financially too. And as things stands, it's a good target for investment. Trino said that too. I'm no expert at that kind of stuff though. So from what can I gather, based on your report, the relationship is a healthy one. And you seem to think very highly of Leonard. Oh, absolutely. Even his little sister Sophina is super sweet. I'd say you don't have anything to worry about with them. From what I've gathered, they make a picture-perfect married couple. I'd like to believe that's still a while off. Then again, if they really are dating, it's a reality I'll have to come to terms with sooner or later. I'm happy for her, but at the same time, I'm a little sad too. I get what you mean. Thank you very much for your report, Annalise. It sounds like she's made a fine choice. So I suppose all I can do now is just wait for her to share the truth with me herself. That sounds like a good plan. Miss Maybell, it's me, Lila. Could I have a little of your time? Oh? Speak of the devil? Golly. Oh, man. Since they brought the word up devil, this is unrelated to anything that's going on right now, guys. But it's just like, I remember when I had the realization with Dragon Ball Z. You guys know Hercule, in Japan. Like even they do it in the Funimation dub as well too. But they used to call Hercule, like his name was Hercule, but then later, but you guys know his real name is Mr. Satan and all that stuff, right? And I never put two and two together. Like, I knew they always called him Mr. Satan, but I never really cared about that. And this was before I started following God. And then you find little stuff like that. Like, you find stuff that is related to anything that's, like, kind of demonic in a lot of things, actually. Like, even in this game, one, magic. We all know magic is demonic. But this game has magic and all that. Also, there are demons in this. There are demons in this game. Like, we're currently fighting demons in this game. Now one thing that's very interesting, though, like when I was talking about with Mr. Hercule, how Hercule, his name is his actual name is Mr. Satan. One thing that Toriyama did is he kept a theme with characters. Like when Piccolo became a thing, Demon King Piccolo, all his minions were named after instruments. Whereas the Sans are named after vegetables, or their names are close to vegetable names. Like Goku's real name, Kakarot, carrot. You have Vegeta and his brother Tarble. Put them together, it kind of sounds like vegetable, right? Stuff like that. Broly, broccoli. You have kale, which is kale. That's kale. Kaba, cabbage. I don't know how to pronounce her name, Khalifa, which is cauliflower, stuff like that. Now with Bulma's family, all the members of her family are named after some type of underwear for the most part. You have Trunks, you have Trunks, Bulma's sister's tights, even her dad's name. I don't even remember her dad's name, but I know there's that. Depending on what your what version is, you have Bulma's daughter either being Bulla or Brawl. All that is undergarments. But when you have and this is even Videl, and Videl is kind of different though, that's Hercule's daughter. However, if you rearrange the letters of Videl's name, it literally spells out devil. And I was just when I realized that, when I first realized that, I was just nope, that makes a lot of sense. Even in her Dragon Ball Super outfit that she has, the red dress with the black tights, it even has a devil head insignia or silhouette on her dress, and I was just how did I miss that? And I only came to that realization last year too, which is crazy. But yeah. Anyways, I wonder if the time has finally come. So sorry, had got off track there. But anyways, that'd be a funny coincidence, but maybe it has. And if it has, then it's about time that I made my exit. I wouldn't want to get in the way. Nonsense. I'd actually prefer if you stayed. If she does tell us what I expect her to, I don't intend to hide the truth of what I asked you to do. Oh, I see. Well, okay then. Miss Maybell? Oh, sorry, Lila. Come on in. As you wish. Oh, Miss Annalise. Please do accept my apologies. I didn't realize I was intruding. You're not. Don't mind me. I was just here to give my report on an investigation on behalf of the mayor. I see. So, what brings you here, Lila? Do you have something that you want to talk to me about? You could say that, yes. I have an important request I wish to make of you. Really? Now, what would it happen to be? Well, it concerns the Kingfisher Inn near Veralia Lake. My. We were right. Excuse me? Did you think I had no idea what was happening? I already know everything there is to know. How could you possibly... I'm sorry. I actually had Annalise here look into it for me. I was worried about you, you see, and you've been behaving so strangely lately. I'm sorry that I did, but I just couldn't help myself. I see. Well, there's no need to apologize, however. I didn't mean to worry you. Perhaps I should have been more open from the start. So, is Leonard being good to you? Dang. Cut right to the chase, why don't you? He's a very kind man, yes. Why do you ask? That wasn't what I was asking. You know what I mean, Lila. So, is there anything else that you want to say on the matter? Well, yes. If it's alright with you, I'd like to get right to discussing the date for the big day. Already? The big day? You've already started mapping it out? We have. And we're hoping to keep it a secret for as long as possible in order to surprise you. Naturally, I've made sure everything fits into your schedule. Do I have your okay to begin making the necessary arrangements? Wow. Is something wrong? What? I don't know. What was that? You dummy. Terrible. I can see why you've wanted to surprise me, I can. But did you really have to keep this from me until it was, until this late in the process? I mean, you've got a right to your own private life, and you don't have to share everything in that with me. I'm not saying that you have to, but I can't believe that you would decide something so important without consulting me even once. Do I mean that little to you? And besides, you've only been going out for about a month. Aren't wedding bells at this stage a little premature? This decision is going to impact you for the rest of your life, Lila. You understand that, right? I think you should calm down and listen to what she has to say, Mayor Maybell. I'm sure she does understand and has her own reasons for deciding. I have a horrible feeling that there's a very grave misunderstanding taking place here. You serious? Just what are we misunderstanding? The arrangements I've been making are for your next vacation. You've been so busy lately that I thought you really ought to have one, so I've been making the necessary arrangements in secret. What? You mentioned before that you would like to visit the famous Kingfisher Inn once, you see. So when Leonard needed to come to the Beau's Market to do some shopping, we decided to use the chance to meet and discuss how to go about this. I hadn't realized my actions were causing so many problems for you. Whoopsie. I worry about you sometimes. And besides, I have no intention of getting married before a certain mistress of mine. Which doesn't seem to be anytime soon, since she makes a hobby of turning down countless marriage proposals in favor of devoting herself to work. Ooh. I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna trigger a lot of people, but I have noticed that people, and this is mainly in women, but it can be men too. But I have noticed that a lot of people who prioritize their works end up missing out on just like the happy things that you could be like within a relationship, just because they prioritize work too much. However, it's more of a downside towards women than it is men, especially when starting families, because we all know, like, men pretty much can have a you know, men can pretty much have a family whenever he wants. Whereas a woman, it does take a little bit. It is like they are kind of on a time clock at the very least. However, you know, she's still young. So I guess it's cool. I guess it's cool. I mean, it's still cool. I mean, do what you want. It doesn't really matter if you don't want to. I mean, if you want to start a family late, you can. I just know that there's dangers. I know that there's some dangers to that and all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure Mabel's like what, early 20s at the very least. So she has time and all that. But yeah. Sorry. I mean, if I triggered anybody, it is what it is. You know, that's just all it is. I mean, let's just put it this way. I say this all the time. People who usually get offended, if people usually get offended by something, it's usually the truth. So, 9 times out of 10, it's the truth. But, yeah. Sorry, but not really sorry. But let's get back into it. Alright. So, there's nothing between you and Leonard. Nothing at all. Everyone says you have been getting along so well. I'll admit that he's a lovely man, and one I have a very positive impression of. But I never considered him as a potential partner, not once. Why? All girls your age experience romance at least once. You say your age. What's the age difference between these two? It wouldn't be right for you not to do the same. This isn't something This isn't something I intended to come out and say, but it seems you leave me with no choice. Right now, the most important thing in my life is your happiness. I will put that over anything and everything else. Ensuring that that's my greatest joy, my very reason for being. Until you decide upon a partner to supplement that happiness, I have absolutely no intention of looking at anyone but you. That's a terrible way of looking at life. Anyways, I do appreciate you worrying about me. If it's my happiness that you want, I ask that you focus on your own happiness first and foremost. And yet, like clockwork, I see you disregarding your own well-being and taking on far more work than is humanly possible. Fine, I get it. Now that we can put the whole marriage thing behind us, I will accept your offer of a vacation. So feel free to proceed with your plan. I'll leave arranging the schedule to you. As you wish. Then, if you will permit me to excuse myself, I shall. Good day to you, Miss Annalise. Oh. I'm really sorry. It looks my research may have been a tad incomplete. Don't worry about it. I don't think anything was wrong with your report. All of this was due to me foolishly jumping to conclusions. Yes, it was. Can't believe I ended up giving her yet another excuse to lecture me. Aw, it's no big deal. I gotta admit, though, I'm jealous. Jealous? Yeah. You never heard that. Anyways, I'm sure I'll see you around. You two look great together. What, does she think she's a lesbian? Terrible. Annalise. I think I never caught that. Like I said, I don't remember this story. Oh, what a day. I feel almost ashamed to be this relieved over all of this. I don't know if I'll ever be able to manage without her at my side. Terrible. Alright. So, we should get a very hefty reward. Like a mother. Yep. So, they doubled the mirror for us to paying that. That's pretty cool. Is that star door number 9, I believe? Yep, star door number 9 is down. Alright. Okay, guys, so we had to restore color to the area, and by doing that, we need to kill these black knights. These guys, these black ones. We have to kill each one in each area in order to restore the color. It took me a minute to realize what I had to do, so yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and freaking kill every single one, or show you me killing every single one. It's very tedious. You guys don't need to see the same battle over and over and over again. Ow, that hurt. Almost thought you guys weren't gonna show up. Oh, these clowns. Huh? What? Aren't you... You guys look like you've just seen a ghost or something. Oh, surprised to see us here too? Who are you guys? I've never seen you guys before. They're members of the Ravens, a group that usually gathers in the harbor at the Wereian city. But what are you three doing here? Excuse me for a sec, gotta move my mic. There we go. Danged if we know. All of a sudden, we were just here. Wait, are you implying? We're not real by the looks of it. We're just imitations of the real selves created by someone or something to do battle with you. That's all we're here for. So you're just copies of real people created here like Celeste then. Although unlike her, it was the Lord of Phantasma that created you maybe. And if that's the case, you're not gonna let us without a fight, huh? Can't say I've got anything against you guys, but fighting you is what we're here for, so yep. And if you can't go against it... Oh yeah, and if we can't go against it, we may as well enjoy it. Time to show off just how much stronger we've gotten since redhead jerk started working us to the bone. Huh. I think it must be a real slave driver to fire you up this much. Well, if we have no choice, then let's fight with all we have. I can't help but wonder how we of all folks ended up being created here to fight you. I guess this is just fate or something. Just don't even think about holding back. Come at us with all you got. Oh, I won't let you down. Show us what you can do. Oh, that's not fair. You just literally just went back behind my lines. All right. Okay, so they all resist that. That's fine. Ah, I got paralyzed. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like it. Can't make it over there. I gotta end that guy. Because he's just doing way too much damage. And now that other one's gonna start doing way too much damage if I don't get him. What? He got back up? Oh gosh, no. Okay. Tita, what can you do? She can't. May 1,000 thorns adorn your flesh. They have to go, because I forgot that they can just revive themselves. So I have to take them all out at once. He survived? Oh, man. Okay. First of all, Chloe, do you have any impedes? And I can't even reach her. Screw it.
Oh, ideas, great Septian overseer. Shine down thy radiance and smite those who oppose us.
It sucks that I gotta waste my crafts like this, but hey.
To punish the wicked.
Get out of here, fam. Ooh, that was a hard man. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. The guide said that this is the easiest boss fight in this area. They lied. That was a hard fight. What are they talking about? Crud. Yeah, well, you got us good. Looks like we're gonna have to get a heck of a lot stronger if we want to rank up at being senior bracers. Yeah, there's no need to be hard on yourselves. You put up a good fight. I agree. You did very well. Either way, it looks like our role in this world is over now. We got no way of telling if our real selves are even going to be aware of what happened here. But, well, if you run into us in the real world, say hi, okay? Don't get cocky because you won, though. The guy waiting up ahead is nastier than you can dream of. Or that we can even dream of. You're not going to stand a chance if you don't give it everything you got. I already know I won't. I'm gonna die. They just vanished. They left us some pretty useful advice, at least. They're a decent bunch, to be honest. Anyone else feel like the purple-haired guy's parting words were the ominous side? We're heading towards the old school, right? Yeah, that's right. It's a stone building that was used by the Academy until a few decades ago. It's no longer in use these days. I'm not sure who Rocco was referring to, but it sounds like we should make sure that we're ready before we going inside. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make sure I'm ready.